once we set up,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it.
Drop
and
down
you
my
guys-
backpack. Yeah, I'll come with, just in case. Is it just like a tower going straight up, or is it like they're roomed off to the sides and stuff?
The bottom level is just a wide circular room with a staircase running up the outside to a.
You know the towers in Final Fantasy, Chris. Once we get from having to run up and down,
Just like them.
just like those. That's what I'm.
No, the floors are more separate from each other. Like you know, there's like doors at the top of the flight of stairs that would separate and like
Doors.
so on. So who are you guys going as a trio to look up the tower? Or?
I'll stay back with Ragnar.
Yeah.
Just so someone
Sure,
stays.
He doesn't get any crazy ideas. Like, I can improve the wall right here. You know, it looks a bit fragile. So he knocks down the fucking tower while we're climbing up it.
Okay. So like the ground floor was a sort of a wide open area with some crumbled furniture, like a table which might give like the remains of a long rotted map on it. It's been open to the elements because the door's just been missing forever, and there's like holes in the wall and stuff. Cobwebs, a chandelier hangs from the ceiling, like a large hearth with a sort of fire chimney that runs up like the outside of the tower, but long has it been cold. And
Chris, where is the treasure room?
Where's the treasure? Top of the tower.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so you guys, begin ascending the staircase, and you come to a
Chest.
Well, you cut to the first floor, which has, from like the look of it, was laid out as like a dormitory or sleeping quarters. There's like beds, like chests at the end of them. No like partitioning walls, but like rails from which curtains might have hung once to just, kind of give people a bit of privacy in certain areas and so on. But it looks like, just the inside of a barracks.
And
there's
my
like-
paranoia doesn't see any beds that are slept in.
Or like any that would be capable of being. You
And
nudge
they're
one
like,
and that just falls apart. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like
sure,
there's like a rusted short sword here, and
Rusted sword, so it's probably more than a couple of years.
I mean, if there's water getting into the room.
All the equipment was just inferior. Like an iron short sword would rust much faster than like a stainless steel one.
Yeah, if it's in steel.
Alright, well, let's keep going.
Okay. So you guys progress to the third floor, which seems to have once been a storeroom, it's full of supplies. There's like crates and stuff, and like sacks that might once have held grain, and it's all like rotten and fallen apart, and And give me perception checks.
Just those two, right?
Just those two, yeah.
All above a 10.
Well, get good, bitch.
As you stand there looking around, you hear through the rotted away open door leading at the top of the next stairs to the floor above, the sound of someone grunting quietly to themselves with an exerted effort, like an extended exerted
Don't
effort.
want to walk into that.
Yeah, give us a person.
Yeah.
and accompanying the grunting of exerted effort is like the sound of something. You can determine like a wooden grating on stone, like someone's dragging something along.
It's a fucking burgle boy.
Burgle boy. Obviously.
It's a burgle boy. Okay, so
I'll look at you to see.
raise an eyebrow. Yeah, like.
I nod to the door,
I shrug and kind of just like gesture to it, like. I guess so. Like.
guys slowly and silently walk towards the door and Well, before I open it, I investigate the
Oh, my
hinges to
bow
see if they're
is-
gonna creak. And...
Yeah, well, the door's open. It's the door's to the
yeah,
next floor at the top of the flight of stairs. The reason you can hear is because the noise is wafting.
I guess we
down
kind
the
of
stairs.
creep up, so our eyes kind of peering over the top.
Okay. Give me stealth checks.
Oh, actually, maybe I should go in fun, right? You're wearing like a heavy plate. Yeah, I'll go in fun, Chris. I'll go in fun. I'm like, I forgot I was good at
Okay.
stealthing. I was like, Jack's character was going in front. Like, I guess he's good. And then I'm like, wait a second. There's no
Terrible
way
at
he's
stealth.
good. What's your stealth, Jack? I
0.
got plus 11.
And there's disadvantage because of the plate.
No, I don't. 30.
But do we take the average, Chris?
No, don't roll. Don't roll.
Well, yeah, like if Silas wants to go up the stairs and have a look,
I'll do
then, but if you like want to follow him, as you also do have to roll stealth.
I'm walking on my paws.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Please
I mean,
don't.
it depends on like how I know how much noise I make, right? So it wouldn't make sense.
You
for me.
make more than this, I'm guessing.
Like if we can hear him above us, he's probably gonna hear me walk up if I'm wearing full plate. That's
Yeah, that
So
would probably
let's-
be a fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
so
I mean,
I'll-
it doesn't sound like he's making an effort to be quiet, whereas you'd probably make an effort to be quiet.
Mhm.
He's
But
just
how
grunting
much?
and banging something along the floor. But, like, at the same time, yeah. Like,
Clanking would be hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll leave it up to you for.
I got it. So I'm like creepy tiptoes in my little wall and form, so I don't need, so the nice pad of
Okay. Yeah, you make it to the top of the flight of stairs and peer into the room that comprises the
Treasure room.
top floor of the tower. Yes, treasure room. And find that it's dusty and in a state of some dilapidation. There's no holes in the walls, and it seems to have weathered time better than the rest of the tower. It was like the office of whichever captain or commander was in charge of this garrison. There's like a desk in the middle. There's what might once have been a animal skin rug on the floor, long rotted. It's got its own fireplace. There's like some furniture, some like shelves and stuff that have. A couple of them have collapsed. A couple of them are held strong, although the books on them have long since turned to dust. And there's like some niceties around, gold candlesticks. And some paintings on the wall, like oil on canvas lasts forever, obviously. Well, not forever, but a while. And in fact, it is one of these paintings that you see being like a large frame. It's like probably a 6 foot by 6 foot tall by 4 foot across frame, depicting some noble looking commander in the holding a sword aloft in the trappings of the Scarlet Crusade. Being dragged across the floor by a gnome. A gnome dressed in not common clothes, but civilian clothes. He's not like armed. He has some tools at his belt. And he doesn't seem to have noticed you. He's just dragging the painting inch by inch towards a ladder that in the far corner, like the opposite side of the room from where he's dragging it from, that leads to an open trapdoor. Yeah, that would lead to like the top of the actual top of the tower that would be exposed. Like
Oh, ladder going up, trap on the top.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
But he's dragging
that.
that to.
He's dragging it towards a ladder.
How are you gonna get it up the ladder?
I thought you said heavy grunting.
Heavy, he said, not happy, Jacko.
No, heavy. No, yeah, but like this is no.
Right, yeah, I'm just watching Chris. I'm just watching it.
Okay, you're just watching him. Okay. Okay, so yeah, he gets to the base of the ladder, still having not noticed you, and then he calls up the ladder and says, "Pass down the rope, Sam." And a voice from up top says, "Righto."
Righto, Frodo.
Yeah, must have
A rope is thrown down, and the gnome begins to like tie it securely. It's like a long length of rope around the frame, like you'd wrap a present once lengthwise and then once
We didn't
widthwise.
see any weird sort of balloon or anything, did we? At the top of the tower
No.
we were walking around. Okay.
But no, I mean you didn't see anything. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then he pull it up.
Yeah, and then there's like a deeper, grunting as he finishes it. Right,
Grunting.
all tied. And Sam, whoever Sam is, begins to haul the
Gnomes are
painting
good
up.
boys, right?
Yeah, gnomes are
They're
alliance.
alliance.
Good.
And yeah, like inch by inch, the or like foot by foot, the painting disappears through the hole at the top.
But within the alliance are probably the most naughty.
Who knows what?
The most naughty.
Naughty. These naughty boys.
They're naughty boys.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
going to continue watching.
and then as is happening, a gnome looks around and says, and like calls back up and says, "Throw down a basket. We're going to load up some of these candlesticks." And then the voice replies, "Just a moment, Fritz." And there is just a moment passes, and then like a wooden, like a sort of picnic basket thing is just sort of chucked down and falls at the floor next to Fritz, who picks it up and then begins to sort of circle around the room, loading gold candlesticks and anything that looks, remotely valuable into it.
I'll keep watching.
Okay.
Fritz is in the Badlands, not the playground. What can you do?
What am I doing? He loads up the basket of valuables and then, goes back over, calls for Sam to lower the rope again. Rope comes down, ties it around the handle of the basket disappears, and this, continues to go on for some time. He gets another painting down. I mean, how long do you sit there and watch for? Because like every time he goes for a painting, it takes him like 5 minutes to get it across the room.
Until it looks like he's maybe heading for the door to go downstairs, and so maybe find me, or until he leaves by the ladder.
Okay. What are you doing, Talia?
Okay, so I mean, I'm probably like at least a minute down, right?
A minute?
Right. I mean, I don't know how safe.
Like, no.
But when
if
did we
you wanna-
notice the noise?
You could get
I've
up.
seen like 30, 40
feet.
feet.
Yeah, you get up the stairs with a double move, basically. It'd be a double move to
Okay.
get to where Silas is now.
Well, how long would it take me to go all the way down to Milan?
Let's count all the staircases 60 feet each then. So you have to go down to the storeroom floor.
It's just a turn.
down to
It's
the-
a dash to get to
No,
each level.
you're on the storeroom floor. So down to the barracks floor, then so 2 double moves. So 120 feet.
Fucking 12 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean that's close enough. So while he's watching, I'm gonna go down as silent as I can and warn Shalan and Ragnar.
Okay. What do you say to Shalom and Ragnar?
Yeah. So I first, as I come down, I put a finger in my mouth and say, "We've found some company." Gnomes? Well, do I know it's a gnome? Could I tell?
You hear-
It's
yeah,
a
can you
light
hear,
pitch
like-
voice, right?
Like
It could be
60
a
foot
gnome
down, would you
it could be
actually
a gnome
believe
or a
it?
goblin? Like, no, really, you can't
Okay.
tell it. You just know that there's company and that
Okay,
Silas
yeah,
is
okay,
watching.
yeah, so I guess I don't say that.
Sure.
Silas is currently investigating. Just be on your guard. Shalan, could you watch the entrance?
Absolutely.
And I gave Ragnar a winning
Ragnar,
smile, so he's not worried.
Ragnar looks as on his guard as he can be with no weapons
Nice.
or armor.
He's not hitting the door from bed anymore.
Yeah.
He
I-
pauses in that.
And I go back up to the second floor, I guess.
Okay. So like a fair amount of time passes. It takes them the best part of an hour to sufficiently loot the room to their satisfaction. You learn little more about them. There has a long discussion through a trapdoor. You just know that this is you're observing Fritz the gnome, and that somewhere on the roof is someone called Sam, who is hauling all this stuff up.
Good old Sam.
Good old Sam.
Can't carry you, Fitz, but I can carry the loot. Okay.
And then when eventually Fritz ties the last painting up and calls up through the trapdoor. Right, Sam, that's the last one.
Chris, I guess also I'm down it. There was nothing that looked incredibly valuable, right? No, like a guy he uncovers something and it was a fucking crown with 20 diamonds on it or shit.
No, that's there's candlesticks that look like they were made of gold. They're it's pretty valuable
Those
stuff.
giant, famous magical boats.
No, nothing that looked magical.
Shame.
Nothing
What a
that
shame.
looked functional. It's just, painting.
Nothing looks functional.
Art is
Paintings.
functional, Chris.
Sure it is. Okay, yeah. So I did watch.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
usually it's one or the other.
So yeah,
functional or art.
he calls up, "That's the last one, Sam," and then begins climbing up the ladder below the painting as it's being hauled up.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then gets to the top. The iron trapdoor is slammed back into place. And through the stone roof and the trapdoor, you can, I guess, hear
I
muffled
want to
conversation.
climb
and
up the
make out some
ladder
words.
as quietly as I can and try to put my ear to it.
Give me another stealth check.
Okay. 28.
Okay. So yeah, you get up there and place your ear, and you hear Sam saying, you're finishing a sentence. "A pretty good haul, if I'm any judge. Well worth the effort. Good idea, Fritz. I'll fire up the engine, shall I?" And Fritz is like, "Yeah, you do that, Sam. I'm gonna count the treasure some more." And yeah, you hear something ignite, and then the roar of a sort of constant steady flame.
Okay. Then if it is a roar and steady. Wait, I hear the sound of a flame.
Yeah, like an ignition, and then the
But that wouldn't be. They wouldn't call that an
steady
engine,
roar
would they?
of a gas flame.
Wait, so the way I don't know, balloons are the really common form of gnome transport or whatever, right? There's what? How do they used to get around? Is it balloons?
Gyrocopter.
Gyrocopters, balloons exist. Mechanostriders, but they don't fly.
Gyrocopters are a flame associated with them?
No.
Yeah. So it's got to be a balloon, right? From the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like someone lighting a
Okay.
primer on a hot air balloon.
Pretty useful for our transport.
Yeah. This is true. But
Okay.
no.
And then they just kind of banter idly for the next 20, 30 minutes. You're just sitting there at the top of the ladder listening.
They're just idly bantering for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe after a couple minutes, but it doesn't sound like they're about to go off. What are they waiting for? I mean, they gotta wait for the balloon to go fill up, I guess. I don't know how balloons work. I think you have to do that. I'll quietly head down the ladder and head down to the bottom of the.
Okay. Sure. So you listen to it for a couple of minutes and then head back down.
Okay. Yeah. So when I get down, I'll kind of turn to the other and be like, "So, slightly interesting situation happening upstairs. A gnome and I think maybe a human. I heard the name Sam. It's a pretty human name.
Voice.
Oh, I was listening, and I refuse. I do. I can't do it all the time. You don't do an elf voice.
Also don't have a particular.
It seems like there were a couple of scavengers, basically looting the building. I'm assuming they knew it'd been abandoned and were checking for any stolen goods. I think they were setting up to get out. They were finished looting the room, and I watched, and I believe I heard the sounds of a balloon being started or the preparations being made. I'm not sure exactly how they work, but I think they'll be leaving soon.
So they were alliance looters.
I guess so. They were at least certainly a gnome.
Would we not acquire their help? We make it worth our while. I'm not sure if we have any.
I think.
Yes, we have enough gold.
I'm not that happy them knowing about us. I agree this would solve, hopefully, Ragnar's problem. But I don't particularly like...
I have to admit, a couple of friendly faces with a balloon sounds like a pretty sweet deal right about now.
Okay, well, I kind of think to myself, and I'm like, I don't want them to know exactly how many of us were here, just in case. I know they're alliance, but if money's high enough, maybe they would... at least talk about this in a bar, or information be overheard about these group of alliance they heard.
What if we give Ragnar some money? He goes up alone.
Exactly.
And he tells them a story of how he escapes imprisonment.
I'm a pretty sweet talker, if I say so myself. I reckon I could sell it to him.
Okay.
Without
Ragnar,
revealing your presence at all.
Insight. Is he lying, Chris?
Give me an insight check.
Can you tell me? That's +4, so 9. I have no
Mine
idea.
is
9.
9 as well.
I'll try.
Maybe he thinks he's a good liar, but really he just wants to get home right. Maybe he's a fucking terrible liar.
12.
He seems honest to all of you.
Okay. Okay, Ragnar. Kind of think to myself. I'm like, yeah, we have a lot of money, right? We should give him an amount that they can't resist.
What do we think that amount is?
I mean, I'm assuming they're going back to Alliance lands anyway, take an extra passenger on a balloon, it should really be no inconvenience to them. I'd say maybe, if you want to be very safe, 25 platinum.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd probably do it.
And
All right.
Do we want it in
So-
platinum or do we want to give it in mixed? It's weird if he just randomly has it.
Yeah, sure. We can give it. We can give them some silver, some gold, maybe a couple of platinum pieces. We can say he managed to like take it off one of the people who captured you when you escaped Ragnar, or some shit like that. I don't know. You're a talker.
Or you managed to acquire some previous possessions.
Okay. I guess we're like giving him a right. Ragnar, I guess you probably want to hurry. I don't know exactly where they're gonna leave. I'm not sure how long a balloon takes, but you better just head up there, put on a good face and try to get their attention. They were at the top of a trapdoor. If you head to the top room and head up the ladder, you should see it. I might come up with you, stay just outside the room, but just to make sure if it does go badly, maybe they're not exactly nice people or want more gold or simply will take it off you. At least I can be there to back you up. That sound agreeable?
It sounds very agreeable. It's just, I mean, I'm happy at the prospect of going home, but it's a bit of a sudden and unexpected goodbye. I guess I should say, thanks again for rescuing me. I'm in a bit of a hurry, aren't I? Well,
Yeah.
if you ever happen to be passing through the diplomatic quarters of Ironforge, look me up and I'll buy you a drink.
I kind of slap him on the back
And
like
then,
that.
I
Can't wait.
Yeah, and then I hand him a little pouch again. It has 300 silver pieces, 70 gold pieces, and 15 platinum pieces.
Okay.
And Chris, I'll kind of like nod.
Quite a
like,
big pouch, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more of a
little
bag,
pouch.
really.
And I'll as you kind of like heads up. I'll
Little
kinda
compared to
follow
apparently
behind.
the treasure chest I had on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll like maybe say like 15 feet behind Chris, kind of shadowing in
Okay,
footsteps.
so he scampers up the stairs, and yeah, like get to the top, and you like standing, in the top in the office room with you, but before going up, he says, "Oh, they're just up there, are they?"
Yeah, there's one more room that they've just been looting, and then there's a.
No,
trapdoor.
you're in that room.
Oh, in that room, the office
Yeah.
room. Oh, okay, just I get climb the ladder, knock on there, maybe shout hello. I don't know. You're the talker, you say.
Right,
They were on the roof last time.
Oh,
Like I'll
thanks, Silas, and
I'll be in the room. If you sense it going badly, if you see them fingering any maybe weapons at their belt, just give me a shout.
okay.
But I kind of go hide maybe behind a chair or the desk in the room, Chris, while he goes.
Good luck with your mission if I don't see you again. Ooh, you've hit.
With the light of a balloon, guide and
How'd
protect you.
do that. You just Batman'd him. You
Yeah.
turned away for a second and turned back and you're gone.
I kind of with my hand wave, kind of go down again.
he climbs up the ladder, bangs on the trapdoor a couple of times. You hear the conversation stop, and then the trapdoor opens. You can't really see a face at the top, but someone's clearly looking down at
Yeah.
at.
Ragnar?
Why can't I remember his name? Ragnar. I got
Jesus.
Rengar stuck in my head for a second there, and all I could think was Rengar.
Stop with
You
the
look
league.
down at Ragnar. Who the devil are you? And he said, my name is Ragnar Ragnarsson. I couldn't help but notice you filling up that sweet balloon right there. And where have you come from? This is the middle of Tourist Hall Glades. And he begins to, well, it's a funny story, that. And he can I come up? So he goes up, and the trapdoor remains open for a bit. So you hear him beginning to sell this yarn about how it's not how you would have done it. It's quite embellished with a bunch of things that sound quite like, you know, how he was kidnapped by, you know, a ravening horde of the Scourge who were taking him to a necromancer before, you know, like an army of the Forsaken rescued him, but then discovered he was a dwarf and took him to Gunther's retreat, where he was going to be, you know, turned into a member of the Scourge himself before he valiantly broke free, stole a big bag of money, and this, you know, the story basically, it doesn't sound particularly believable to you, but he certainly does describe it with gusto. Like, listening to it, you can really picture it all happening. It's a very,
He's using his bardic magic.
It's a very well written, you know, kind of, you know, it makes a fantastic story. And like, you know, at first they seem a little, you know, for the first sort of couple of minutes they seem a little distrustful and disbelieving, and then eventually, like, you know, they're interrupting only to interject with like, "What? No.
What happened next?
And what? Yeah, what next? And how
did the brain Ragnar get away?
Yes, exactly. And you know, and it's like, you know, wow, that's amazing, and you know, and that sort of thing. And
does he embellish the point when he like beats a Death Knight in a battle of wits to escape?
Yeah, he played chess.
Icy
played chess with a Death Knight, and then rode off on his dragon. Exactly.
Like, I had the horn to prove it, but when did he take the horn off?
But alas, he was never good at directions, and the dragon flew north instead of south, and he found himself, you know, here nearby, and spotted their balloon, and you know, this and that.
And the dragon fucked off.
Soon enough, he's fully ingratiated himself into their company, aided with a big bag of money. And they have agreed to provide him transport south, back the way they came. They say they're heading for Stormwind, but
eventually,
you know, they'll be
stopping places.
They'll drop him. They'll be stopping places on the way to sell loot and stuff. So, you know, he's welcome to get off any of those.
How fast does a balloon go in WoW?
You haven't seen their balloon, so you really don't know.
Okay, but I know it has an engine.
You know it has an engine, yeah. So it could conceivably go pretty fast.
Yeah, but I don't know what pretty fast means, Chris. It's a fucking fantasy.
I mean, yeah, again,
compared to like a griffin.
Like, does it go faster
like
an
unladen swallow
in real life or something?
Yeah, probably about the same speed as Zeppelin in real life. But then it could indeed be a lot faster, depending on like the power of the engine or what like weird gnomish technology is being incorporated into the design.
But okay, it'll get him there fucking hell of a lot faster than us walking.
Oh, yeah.
That's fairly sure to say, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll wait until like, I don't know, either like they shut the trap door and, you know, they head off.
Okay. Yeah, they don't actually shut the trap door before they leave. You hang around like another hour or so, and you know, once he's done with the story, they just chat. And it takes a while for a balloon to fill after you start filling it with hot air. And yeah, like, you know, he's within like half of that time, he's talking like they've known him for, you know, 10 years, and he's telling them about, you know, they're telling about their life. You discover that the pair of them, just by listening to the conversation, are the gnomish inventor and explorer Fritz Fiddlesticks, and Fritz Fiddlesticks, and the human noble who mentions that, you know, he's spent time in the presence of what's the fucking dwarf's name who writes all the books in Stranglethorn Vale?
Hemingway.
Yeah, Hammett Messingway, that's right. So, you know, he knows Hammett. He's been exploring with Hammett. He seems
that's
seems
right, so my character is in
explorer.
I took a test off him when I logged him the other day.
And his name is Samuel. His name is Samuel Remington Pounder.
Pounder? It's a pounder. Silas struggles to contain a laugh when he says, "I'm Pounder."
It's a double-barreled last name, Samuel Remington
3
Pounder.
pounds of Immings. Okay.
Exactly. He is a human noble explorer by the name of Samuel Remington Pounder. He speaks very poshly. And yeah, like they continue to get to know each other for the next, you know, hour, and then, you know, the balloon is ready, and they're right, off we go, and they kill him clambering into the basket.
They shank him from over the side.
And you know, you hear sort of a slight grating of stone as a large weight is lifted off it, and then you hear Fritz call out, "Engaging camo field," and there's like a kind of like a shimmering sound in the air. It exists, and then nothing. You hear like the rumbling and roaring of the engine and the.
I have a question. Why didn't we get a silence?
Well, why
about
did we
air
buy
balloon?
that with our fucking rip-off like mind?
This could be.
You didn't go to the shop where they sell the silent invisible. Well, it's not silent actually, but it is invisible balloon. You hear the sound of the engine and the roar of flames retreating into the distance, and then it's gone after a couple of minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I will head down.
Just look at you and say, everything.
Yeah, seemed to go smoothly. He's definitely sold himself to him. They seemed quite pally by the time they left. Seemed to have no problem.
Nice.
They apparently were heading back to Stormwind.
Wow.
Also, I heard with the gnome, he said engage in camo field before they left, so it sounds like they maybe will be able to evade any danger better than us.
Well, let's not think about that too hard, or we might get jealous.
Yeah. The camo field balloon does sound right. No, it's too late to go shoot it down and take it. No.
For now, let's just celebrate a final stroke of luck.
Yeah,
It's
this
been a
indeed.
while.
At least seems almost too good to be true. I was just preparing myself for that long journey in the wrong direction, but now at least we'll be able to save several days. But even then, we still need to decide how long we want to stay here. We originally, as we were going to go to lumber camp, we didn't really need to spend long here, but now I at least think it'd probably be wise to try to lay low for at least a few days. Maybe do some camping, set up a makeshift, home for ourselves.
A base.
Till we think,
I believe is the
until,
term.
well, alright. If you don't want it to be home to you, I understand. But at least give it a few days till the heat dies down.
Let that star racing wear off.
It's like evening, right?
Yeah.
It was afternoon, maybe 2 hours away.
Yeah, and it's been like a while. It's
It's been a couple of hours, so it actually seems
Yeah.
Right, but I guess we should get some well-deserved rest. And at least it should be a pretty good place to keep watch. We should be.
Okay, so we can, unless you guys want to conversate some more, we can sort of time skip here a little
We
bit.
can time skip, yeah.
How
I like
long?
a little montage.
Based on how long do you wanna be here?
For instance, I know because we're fairly high up right in the mountains.
You're in like the foothills.
Yeah, I mean, like compared to where we were previously.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I guess like from here, can we see any sign like in the distance of like any zeppelins with spotlights or anything?
During our couple days.
During like if I'm here,
during
during
the first nights, because it might affect your decision.
yeah.
Sure.
If there's like 1,000
Yeah,
zeppelins of spotlights out there searching
Yeah,
after a week, you might stay a little bit longer. How long's it been? It was that in 3 days.
3 days, I think.
No, there's nothing. There's no evidence of like aerial search at least, or any kind of search. Actually, like you don't see any.
No torches during the night.
Yeah, exactly. No, not in this.
People
area.
shouting "Death to the invaders!" Okay. Yeah. So I guess like I would suggest minimum 3 or 4 days, and like at the end of that time, like
I think 3
Look
days.
out.
is-
I think 3 days, fine. And yeah, it's like especially if every night we keep watch, we obviously still keep watch, but like as long as there's never any signs of like a search in the distance or in the close vicinity. But yeah, as long as we don't see anything like that, I would suggest 3 days, and we spend that time in the day hunting. I don't know, like setting
Maybe
up
we can-
rations, drying,
Yeah,
curing
exactly.
meat.
Like we can maybe set up a
A drying rack.
Okay.
tables.
Let me see. Everyone who is hunting gives me a survival check for the day. If you get at least 10, that's a day's rations, like found, hunted, killed, cured, and prepared to be, that you can just go on your inventory sheet as rations. And then in that day, for every 3 you get over 10, so at 13, 16, 19, 22, so on, you get an additional day's rations.
But so like, So if we roll a 10 though, why do you have advantage? No,
You're 10. You're neutral.
You rolled a
Oh,
roll a 10,
I
you're
did roll
neutral.
advantage.
What was your first?
It's the
minimum.
same fucking thing. It was 15 and 15.
15 and
I got so many.
bad.
I got 3. I got
Okay,
3 extra.
so
rations.
first day we can say that Shallan found mushrooms, No, not Shallan,
Good
sorry.
ones.
Talia found mushrooms. Shallan hunted successfully, as did Silas. You both got 10 to 13 is 2, and then 13 to 16 is
Both got 3
No,
extra.
10 to 13 is 1, 13 to 16 is 2, 16 to 19 is...
Aerial, but
Well,
3.
I guess 19 would be the break point. So you get
3 each.
13, 16, 69. No, you get 4 each.
4 each. Oh,
19,
okay.
20, 21 is 4, 22, 23, 24.
And then we wait, but one of them we eat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we gain 3. Okay.
Yep.
I get second day.
By the way, Chris, as we're just like scouting the area, anyways, if there is
Yeah.
anything like interesting ore-wise,
Any local cool historical places? You know, maybe some like a veil that's got lots of spiders in it.
What do you think you're hunting?
Yeah, great. Wait, so if you will try to,
You certainly see evidence of giant spiders. That you avoid them.
So it's every 3 higher than 10 you get ovation, right?
So
it's
10, 11, 12 is 1, 13, 14, 15 is 2, 16, 17, 18 is 3, 19, 20, 21 is 4, and so on.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so I got 2.
Wow.
Nice. Gained 2. I'm rolling well for this, holy shit.
Same.
Alright, and I guess the last day. I mean, we've gained like 4 days now. It's nice.
5.
Maybe you.
No, both of us have.
Oh,
Because we
gained
rolled
3.
the
Oh yeah, we
base
did. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and last day. And Jacko's only lost 1.
oh my god,
Last 2.
those two.
Oh, I lost 1.
Last
Gained
day was not so
1.
good. Well, you averaged out to...
I equaled the same.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I mean, I've made a few. Jacko,
Last day you hunted
invested.
everything in the
You're
area.
doing all the curing, you know, and the drying, and
Sure.
stuff, you know, whatever.
Let's
Yeah.
say that.
Can I make more arrows, Chris? If I have like extended downtime like this?
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. I'll make some arrows.
How much experience do
500.
you guys need to level up? Because you've earned
4,000.
some. No, okay, you haven't had that much.
Yeah, it's fucking so many.
it's a lot. Well, 3,865.
Oh, in that case, we do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna use the restroom.
Can I make
quick
like
fire break.
30 hours, Chris?
Yeah. No,
Can I
absolutely.
make 60?
Yeah.
Can I?
I'm also gonna go toilet, Gabby.
So in WoW, you have ore deposits like all over the ground and shit. But I'm assuming in the universe, it's more like in mines and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna go on a walk with my pickaxe and find like just random ore. About.
Mithril deposits and stuff.
Anyway.
Let's go back to fantasy time.
Yeah.
Where no one dies.
Except our enemies.
Sometimes they die, sure.
Most of them are already dead, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's true. Much easier to kill.
So here we are. 3 days have passed at Crusader Outpost. So let's get this exact. So it was evening. So you passed 3 full days, slept a 4th night because you arrived here at night, and it's now the morning of the 4th day.
So it's been over a week,
Preparing
right,
to leave.
since the actual incident went down.
Middle of the day, and then sleep there. One day, that's half a day, 3.5 plus 3 more days here.
Oh,
It would have been a week at like midday today.
so,
Pretty cool.
long enough for everyone to forget about us.
Or at least it to have died down. And so I guess in the morning, as we like kind of eat some of our nicer rations, we I like something like, well, I guess it's time to leave this nice area of safety and head back into the flames.
Mm-hmm.
I think our mission continues to be to start a drill. Actually, I kind of say that, then I instantly kind of pause and regret. Although, I guess technically that is the area that would now be under the most, I guess, still scrutiny about the direction we were heading in, and the nearest, I guess, location to the incident. We could consider, I kind of like, pull out the map, going around and instead beginning our operation at the Work of Death now instead, and then we make it to drill on the final stage on the journey, on the way home, I guess you could say.
So you're suggesting to go north of Brightwater Lake and then go around that way.
Yeah, can I draw on the map? Yes, you mind?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so if we went now, we would be heading straight back to the area we came.
Try not to make it like too many things left.
Okay, yeah, on that route. But obviously that takes us very close to our original problem. If we went around here and then did our work at Death now, after which heading to the work at the Undercity, before finally perhaps going to Brill, and even I'd say heading exactly the way we came back to this area. We know that's probably the safest way out. Before then heading to Halfglen and finding proper transport to get back. If we started Brill, in the end we'll have to go just as far probably, but instead we'll be starting at the area we're most likely to still be being looked for.
Hmm. I can't believe I've never asked this, but did our targets have differing priorities, or are we meant to investigate them all equal amount of time?
Let me see. In terms of time, no. Our job at Brill is just to look for the arrival and departures as happens, any details of exactly how many, perhaps who seems to be in them, what direction they're going. We meant to go there for 2 days. At Def now, as the recruiting grounds for Morse Forsaken, we were also meant to be there for 2 days, see how many are being raised, how many trains, if there's any large troop movements in the area, are they sending more and more to the east? For the one near Undercity, for looking towards an entrance from the lake into the city itself, that one was given a much more, I guess, optional choice. It's very dangerous, we believe, to be that close to Undercity for long. And if we get caught there, there's not really any chance for escape. There'll be too many guards around and close by, and we'll almost certainly be taken into the city and questioned / tortured.
Right.
We really only stay there for as long as it's safe, and I'd say max 1 day.
I agree with your plan, and that sounds sensible. And the amassing of an army might be earlier rather than later, so as fast as we can get.
That's true. We would hate to get there after they've already sent all the legions of undead out to Death and now we're like, oh, it's
be
fine.
none the wiser, yes.
Exactly.
Also, I've been giving some thought to our way of travel through these lands.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen many, I guess you would just call them civilians, travel without any trouble. Perhaps we can, instead of our travel by night, we can try and to hide in plain sight. Cover our faces, obviously, but other than that, use normal roads and just try and appear as normal travel.
I think you and I stand out a little too much.
I mean,
I think-
you all stand out a little bit, you know.
Well, yes, but like you hood up, like in Silas, might as well be any Forsaken for anyone from far
Well,
away.
he's
Right?
in
if it's not in Worgen form, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though, right? Versus us, like
Yeah.
we have.
Night elves are tall and have ears.
We
Yeah,
can
sure,
hide our
man.
ears over
And
cloaks. And
Yes, but the other problem is like if we have any type of form fitting, like it's obvious that we have large boobs and we're that tall. Like that's just not.
I'm sorry.
I think I know
It's not gonna. You're not gonna.
I have
It's not
thought
gonna
about
pass.
I have thought about this, Talia. It just, and I think from a distance at least that does work. But if there are like,
Any.
I guess
close
any
call.
kind of troop movement on the road itself, I don't see how we would stand up to any sort of close scrutiny. Not even close scrutiny, just like people being close to us and looking at us.
Yeah, I suppose. I just
I think
think it would
maybe-
speed up our travel considerably if all goes well, but
That's true.
that's
but
quite a
for-
risk to take.
Yeah, I think that risk is too high for the benefit.
I have been practicing on that gates.
For when we need to sneak into the Undercity or we are our woman. Yeah. So you also happy if we go the route around the lake to Defno, Shalan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
mean,
Fuck, why not? Okay.
I think it's the safer bet right now than trying to go directly to Brill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's pack up. We pack up.
You pack up?
Pack up.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to leave these lines drawn on the map?
No,
Maybe
please.
kind of add to the whole
It really
Take-
that's
to
awful.
tie it all together.
They're not that bad. Come on, it's. I mean, I can.
And I'll admit,
Let's
it
see,
is one
I
of the
mean,
things that every time that
mind
I
that.
think about it, I and you can put in like requests on Roll20. I request the ability to block drawings.
What's wrong with this drawing? This drawing's
As a
completely
DM?
fine. It's completely
No, this
fine.
drawing is fine. It's more when I'm like, hang on, let me find a token for a tree. And
Nah.
it's like, don't worry, I'll draw it. And it's like fucking sideways
Yeah.
on the map because it's
It's
not like a
perfect.
bird's eye
Let's see if I
view
can
of
find
all-
an
If you want to do
example.
a proper one, a proper line here, then you can do it, Chris.
No, it's fine. I like your.
There you go. He likes it. He likes it. Okay, cool.
I think I'll delete it as I like
As you draw our path on.
Yeah, your progress.
But yeah, let's set off.
Okay, sure. Well, now that we're like, there's less danger of being caught,
How do it, guys?
Don't have
and
a lot of
well, like it's not you haven't just like killed an important person, and yeah, like there's no NPC traveling with you. I'll speed up the rate a little bit until you get somewhere where like interesting things are more likely to happen.
No random encounters for XP. No.
Oh no, there will still be random encounters, but I'm just gonna make
Good to do it
skip
fast.
until we get to the random encounter.
have it all happen a bit faster.
Okay.
So it'll be about 3 days to like. Let's just break this up into points. The northern like point of the journey up here. So you leave the tower. It's bright and fresh and early in the morning. Climb down out of the Venom Web Vale back into the glady glades of Tirisfal, and continue on your way. First day, morning, afternoon. No random encounters.
Do you want us to roll perception, or do you want to do
Subtract rations. Give me the. Well, no, actually, fuck it. Let's
I think you
let's
roll
do
a
that.
counter, then we can roll
Yeah,
perception. right?
exactly. Okay, no random encounter on the.
By the way, can I get a ration
Nice.
count from everyone? I'm just a bit worried. Like,
Good point.
I have no idea. How many rations does everyone have?
Not sure if I've counted correctly, but 17
How many?
17?
Okay.
I have 6 dwarven, 6 human,
Oh,
and
I've-
5 of our hunted.
I have not differentiated. So you have 17. Well,
Yeah.
okay. I have 22.
So you guys are doing pretty good.
Yes.
Be a little
Okay. Nothing happens first night. The second day. Not in the morning. Not in the afternoon. And.
You just made up the number now, what the encounter will actually be. 'cause
Well,
you're
no,
like,
I'm trying to determine like whether or not you're like back by the end of the second day
Okay.
in like the safer area of the glades, in which case this is not an encounter, or like still in slightly more dangerous terrain, in which case this is an encounter. I don't judge. No, I think it is relatively safe. So no encounters.
Second day, we're like here, right? At the hour.
Yeah, you're a little further on. Exactly. And
So one more
then
ration.
third day, 2 days ration gone. Third day, nothing in the morning. Definitely nothing in the afternoon with that one. And at night, nope, nothing happens. Okay, so we've progressed 3 days of travel. You guys are making excellent progress. Well done. No one's slowing you down.
Good. They're left behind a bit.
Yeah, the land you've been traveling through is relatively uninhabited, or that'll change as you come down the other side of the lake and sort of south of Garen's Horn to Nagman Mills and so on.
Okay.
But yeah, that's probably the easiest and most abandoned, not
What's
barren
Garen's
part
Horn,
of your
Chris?
journey. Like a big farm, I think.
Okay. Unimportant.
I don't think it might be haunted.
I mean, banshees. Fuck banshees.
Okay. And then let's mark it as.
Whoa.
I'm just going to move this arrow on a little bit and call that 2 days travel to the tip of that arrow. Just
Okay.
marking my head. So the first day, as we get going, is nothing in the morning, nothing in the afternoon, You you do find yourselves now like if not going through farmland, like seeing farmland off to the north.
Okay.
And like, you know, edging south a little bit to skirt around it. And then at night, nothing.
Should I just realize, originally we were always planning on traveling at night. Are we now just always traveling in the day? But we should be traveling at night, right, technically?
Yeah, I think during, like, when we enter more dangerous lands. Go back
But these
to
ones
daytime.
aren't, I think. These ones are starting to get kind of dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, do you want to like try
Now we
and
wanna go at
travel
night.
tonight, or do you want to try and like?
If we travel for like
stay
a couple of hours, like maybe a slow pace, just so we can like sleep during the day, if you know what I mean. We're like tired enough.
Okay. Okay.
So like maybe go to like 3 in the morning or something, and then wake up
Sure.
at like in the afternoon,
Okay.
and then
Do you
like
have an extra encounter rolling? Nope. I don't really roll many encounters. Do you want to investigate Garen's haunt?
no.
No.
Garen is he's a shit champion.
You don't say that.
That is possible loot, but yeah, let's skip it.
Okay. And then you sleep the day. So I guess counter for the day. Nope. Wow. And then
You get all the way to death now, no problem.
just just all the way there. And then the next travel will take you. Well, you went a bit further, so I'll move the tip of the arrow a little bit more.
So at that hour.
You'll be there after this night of travel.
Wait, that was 3 more days, right? To 3 more rations, or 2 more days?
That's been 2 more days so far.
More days.
2 more rations.
So how many total? So, sorry, since I had my.
5 total since we left.
12.
Okay.
We do need to
Gotcha.
consider getting more at some point. I don't know where will be the safe place to hunt.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll
Gotcha.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or it's like steal from a farm or something. Like if it's like a farm and there's like they're farming like animals, we can just like kill the animals like this and just take.
Wow.
Yeah.
Them.
Why is that wow?
we
I
like
just-
shot. We shot like
I
innocent
get-
farmers.
No, it's more that I keep forgetting that they're Forsaken. I'm like, there's like fucking humans. Like, but I'm like, oh right, we're in.
Even if they were humans, if you know, like we're gonna die if we don't do it, I'd be okay with like. You can leave some gold
Some
behind if you like. Yeah.
There we go.
Alliance Silver.
Alliance. Well, did they use different money to hoard?
Again, Charlotta's a pragmatist, but she's also not an asshole.
We shot that other farmer the second we saw him, and you were like, "Yeah, we can't do that."
Again, undead / probably it was a hunter, not a farmer.
Why is that? Why is being a hunter
Way
bad?
more
Guilty.
guilty.
A farmer, yeah, a farmer is like a hunter, except they're making the animal penned up before they kill
Yeah,
it.
they're,
It's
they're
like the worst
slaving.
thing.
Also, less armed usually.
Nah, that's true. You
I
can
can
only
open
kill
the
someone
door
if they have the
and
weapon.
about to go.
It's like that hunter was holding a bow. I had to shoot them.
I
You can tell you're an
Come away for
American,
us.
Josh.
Yeah, pretty much.
don't know. Yeah.
Alright, Chris. We keep.
Okay, so yeah, the night of travel passes without event, and you find your way to the tip of the arrow. And then from here on out, traveling at night is probably the good idea because so from here to the what even is that? It's this. It can't be the Soldine because that's in Solidin Farmstead. I was going to say okay, it's slightly different to the one in fucking Westfall. Is going to be mostly farm country with more chance of encounter. So let's see.